And joining me today is head coach of the Liberty University Archery team, Coach Ben Summers. Ben, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, great to be here.
Well, I know it's your first year as head coach for the Liberty Archery team, and your year kind of ended very abruptly, and
Yeah,
we don't want to get too much into that, but kind of talk about just your year and then ultimately that led up to just getting it cut short due to the pandemic that's happening right now.
sure. Well, we had a great year, and we're really thankful for the university and the support that we get from them. But we start our season with the 3D archery tournament down in Foley, Alabama, and that happens about 2 weeks into the school year. So it makes it a little bit difficult to really train for. But we went down there and had great results. We had Connor Rothermel that actually finished second with got a silver medal down there. We had one of our women's compound teams actually made it into the shoot off. Almost made it to where they beat the #1 team in the country that time, and made them have to go for a really high score to be able to beat them. And unfortunately, that team actually hit that highest score, but it's a 14 ring is what they call that. But I was so proud of them. And one of the shooters was brand new. Her name was Nicole, and the other two were veterans that knew what they were doing. But it was just great to see the team really pull together through things like that throughout the whole year. So we did really great down in Foley, Alabama. Then we actually were able to do a new tournament this year in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm really glad that we were able to do that. But it was a tournament called the Easton Youth and Collegiate Trophy Tournament. And we had several fourth places there from people who were brand new to archery. They had never been shooting in actual competition before. So we really did well there. Our final tournament of the year was Indoor Nationals. And they split that up with USA Archery into about 10 to 12 different locations. And so our location was in Harrisonburg. The JMU archery team actually puts a really great tournament together. So we went there and had like so many first, second, third place victories there that it would be really difficult to mention them all. But they take all of that that tournament and the 10 to 12 other tournaments, combine them into like one major score. And so that tournament, we just really did well there. And Connor Rothermel, who I mentioned earlier, he actually got 7th place out of everyone, hundreds of people shooting in his class. And that enabled him to not only make All-American status, which is the first time that we've ever had that in our combined USA Archery, and there's another group that had split off, and they came together last year. So it was the first combined championship All-American that Liberty's had. So that's been, I guess, the best part of being a coach is, just like enjoying being with the athletes and just helping them be their best, not only in archery but also in shooting. So and not only in archery but also in real life too. So trying to build champions for Christ at Liberty, and I think that's a really big deal in our archery team too. So
Well, it's so amazing to hear just the ability to hear you talk about how well your team succeeded this year, even in the midst of this pandemic. And I do want to talk about the Archers really quickly. I know they would have loved to have finished out their spring season at Outdoor Nationals, and just kind of talk about the emotions that they went through, hearing that their season did unfortunately come up short, but maybe that instilled in them to come back the next season a lot stronger and a lot more prepared to continue that competition again.
Well, our team is full of champions, like I told you earlier, but we actually can roll with whatever is thrown at us. And so a lot of the students that I've seen have gone back home, and I've seen a lot of practicing being done at home. And a lot of, I guess, when you can shoot a bow in your backyard and still be practicing for next year and still doing everything you can to be your best. You know, like the pandemic, yeah, it's really thrown a monkey wrench into our tournament season, but I would say that our team's going to be coming back really strong next year. And I think that they'll, take this and make not only their archery career stronger, but that they'll be stronger in life because they've made it through something really difficult. And so I'm really proud to see them, still practicing, still working toward a better goal for next year. So.
Well, Coach, as you guys look towards the summer and archers are still going to be practicing at home, what are some of the things that you're going to have your archers do to prepare for the upcoming new season, and just some of the things that you want to see them work on to kind of gain that skill for this new season that's going to be coming up in the fall?
Well, USA Archery has, we basically work with the Olympic coach. His name is Coach Lee, and he has a national training system. And so we are doing everything we can to work through that national training system and working on the fundamentals of archery. And so I'm hoping that, like, wherever they are, that they're going to be working toward that national training system and, building on the fundamentals of archery and, doing whatever it can. I've had one archer actually send me video from the front, like shooting that way, and then from the top, and then from the back, so that I could actually not only judge his form that way, but also send it off to other coaches and get their input too, so that it not only helps him, but it's also helping me being a better coach too. So so there's been a lot of different things that we can do, like different form, I guess, the drills and things of that nature that they can do when they're at home to help them be the best. So.
Well, Coach, we definitely hope we get to see you at some point after everything calms down, but it was definitely nice getting to catch up with you and just hear the passion that you have behind the sport, but also the passion that you have in your archers as well. So thank you again for joining me today, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon.
Yep, I hope the same thing. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the fall.